if we did leave assets on exchange?
Hey there, future millionaires. Welcome back to the channel. It's so good to have you here again. I really hope you're having an amazing day, no matter where you are in this incredible world of ours. Today, we're diving deep into XRP, and I have to kick things off with something that might surprise you. Industry experts are saying something pretty fascinating. You don't need to be a financial genius to succeed with XRP. That's right. Brilliance isn't required here, and I'm going to show you exactly what they mean. But here's the golden rule. Don't sell too soon. Now, let's talk about something that trips up so many people: emotions and impatience. If you want to win in this space, you need one superpower, and that's patience. And let me tell you, XRP is going to be your patience boot camp. Here's what happens once you buy XRP. You'll watch it move sideways for what feels like forever. You'll see it climb a few cents, get excited, then watch it slide right back down. And when those red days hit, and they will, you've got to have nerves of steel. I've always told you guys this: leave your emotions at the door when you step into crypto. But here's what I see happening all the time. People try to get clever. They sell at one price, thinking they'll buy back cheaper. Sometimes it works out, but more often, they end up buying back at an even higher price and losing precious XRP in the process. So here's my rule that's never failed me. When you see red, do absolutely nothing. If you're feeling the itch to do something, anything, then buy the dip. But whatever you do, never, and I mean never, sell your crypto on a red day. Trust the process and let patience be your best friend. The strategy is actually beautifully simple. Buy it, hold it, and wait for the magic to happen. That's literally how you win with XRP. Now, this insight comes from Michael Branch, and what he's saying is absolutely fascinating. He's suggesting that we might be looking at a potential XRP supply squeeze brewing right under our noses. And here's the kicker. Leading market watchers are saying this could have a massive impact on price. But wait, it gets even more interesting. Zach Rector just dropped a warning that has everyone talking. He's saying that the XRP supply shock narrative, the one that people have been dismissing for ages, well, it's no longer just theoretical chatter. This is real, and it's happening now. And here's where it gets absolutely mind-blowing. He's pointing to Hugo Filion from Flare, who's planning to lock up a massive 5% of the total XRP supply within their network. Just think about that for a second. If that actually happens, we're talking about a complete game changer. And you know what? I've been saying this for ages. Flare is going to be an absolute monster in this space. It's not a question of if, it's when. But here's the thing. That's just the beginning. There are going to be so many other places where XRP gets locked up for incredibly long periods. I'm still waiting for those liquidity pools to finally kick off. Picture this: liquidity flowing between companies, between entire countries, between major banks. Ripple has mentioned this in their white papers multiple times, guys. This isn't just wishful thinking. It's their actual roadmap, and it's absolutely coming. The bottom line, we're going to see XRP scarcity like never before. It's not a matter of if, it's just a matter of when. Listen up, because this is crucial. If you're holding alts and you decide to sell them this cycle, do not buy them back again. Trust me on this one. You'll be signing yourself up for 4 years of guaranteed pain, and holding through that isn't worth missing out on what could be the opportunity of a lifetime. Here's what blows my mind. Just 4 to 6 weeks of alt season can literally earn you more than most people make working for 5 entire years. Let that sink in for a moment. We're talking about potential financial freedom in less than 2 months. And here's what's absolutely crazy. Why would anyone want to sell their crypto right now when we're about to start earning passive income from it? Look, if this was 2021, I'd be telling you to sell everything once we hit the market top. But this time, everything has changed. We've got institutions flooding in. We're seeing real utility starting to drive prices for these utility-based cryptocurrencies. So ask yourself this: why would you ever trade your crypto for worthless US dollars in the first place? If you absolutely must take some profits, here's what you do. Take them in stablecoins. At least stablecoins are earning you yield. Meanwhile, the US dollar, it's doing nothing for you. Banks are offering pathetic returns, less than 1%. That's basically losing money to inflation. Here's what's absolutely incredible. Ripple is quietly acquiring all the infrastructure that moves money around the globe. Think about that for a second. XRP is positioning itself to move and settle all the money globally. And get this, Ripple just became the first ever body member of the global DLT standard. They're not just playing the game, they're writing the rules. Now, let's talk about who Ripple is really working with because this will blow your mind. We're talking about the BIS, the IMF, the World Economic Forum, and countless banks behind the scenes. I'm willing to bet they're even working with BlackRock. Here's something interesting. Have you ever noticed that Larry Fink can't seem to talk about Ripple or XRP? And Brad Garlinghouse gets really quiet whenever BlackRock comes up. That tells you everything you need to know, doesn't it? When you see connections like that, you know you're invested in the right cryptocurrency. You're literally investing in what the elites are pointing to as the future. And it's not just XRP, guys. We're talking about XLM, XDC, HBAR, QNT, ALGO, IOTA, ADA. I'm telling you right now, when people finally realize how scarce QNT really is, they're going to kick themselves for not paying attention earlier. It's going to absolutely explode in this space. People think QNT is overpriced at $100. Are you kidding me? It's massively underpriced at $100. Just look at XRP right now. Do you honestly think this is what one XRP should be worth? Absolutely not. It should already be worth so much more, but it's been artificially suppressed for years. The Ripple versus SEC case held it down. The whole system created an unlevel playing field. But here's the game changer. We're about to get that level playing field. And when we do, XRP is going to take the #1 spot away from Bitcoin. The government is about to seize your Bitcoin wallet. Do this now. You see this all the time. The government's going to seize your Bitcoin. They're going to seize your XRP. It's all nonsense. The government is not going to seize your XRP exchanges. However, they can freeze your crypto. Take a listen to this.
What reason could they freeze them? They can do anything they want. They can take them from you. They can say you're a terrorist and freeze your wallets at any time. They can say that you didn't meet the KYC AML qualifications for whatever reason and hold them. They can say you moved too much off the exchange or didn't move enough on the exchange or they sat there too long or you didn't sit there long enough. For any reason, anytime, whichever way the wind blows, they can decide that they don't want to give you those assets if they're on an exchange. They lock your account. It's happened to me plenty of times, like for no reason. It's like, I don't like this guy today. Lock his account. We say get your assets off of an exchange for reasons. There's been lots of people that have been really pissed off and they can't do anything about it because they signed a contract to be able to participate on the exchange. And the assets are owned by the exchange. They are owed back to you. You are a creditor of the exchange. Again, they're their assets and they can do whatever they want with them at any time. They can also leverage them. That's what's caused a bunch of problems for people, is you don't own the assets if they're on the exchange. So up to you, but I would not leave them there.
Not your keys, not your crypto. I stress that more than anything because they can freeze your assets, and think about what just happened. I mean, with that big crash last Friday, Donald R. Wilson, the founder of DRW Holdings LLC, called out crypto exchanges on Friday for violating one of the most basic principles in trading: neutrality. So here's where things get really interesting. He absolutely called out crypto exchanges for completely abandoning neutrality during last week's massive $19 billion market crash. Wilson didn't hold back. He said these platforms were basically playing both sides, acting as traders and venues at the same time. And guess what? That made the crypto sell-off way worse than it needed to be. But here's what really got him fired up. Some exchanges actually suspended deposits right in the middle of the crash. Wilson called this unthinkable, and honestly, he's got a point. Can you imagine if traditional stock markets just shut down deposits during a crash? It would be absolute chaos. This is exactly the kind of behavior that's been holding crypto back from true legitimacy. Picture this. People who wanted to buy that juicy dip were completely locked out. They couldn't buy, they couldn't sell. They were just stuck in this digital limbo watching everything unfold. Talk about frustrating. And this, my friends, is exactly why you should never ever trust exchanges with your crypto. Here's the perfect way to think about it. You don't go grocery shopping, pay for your food, and then just leave it all at the store, right? That would be crazy. So why on earth would you leave your crypto sitting on exchanges? Get your crypto off those platforms and into your own wallet where you have control. Because when the next crash hits, and it will, you don't want to be one of those people stuck on the sidelines, helplessly watching your opportunities slip away. Now, let's talk about this wild theory that's been floating around, that the US government could somehow take over Ripple's XRP escrow for reserve purposes. Look, I'm going to be straight with you. The US government is not going to seize Ripple's escrow. Could Ripple voluntarily hand over some of that sweet XRP to the government? Maybe. But seizure? Not happening. And here's what's really important. The government is absolutely not going to seize your XRP either. This narrative has been haunting the crypto space for way too long, and it's complete nonsense. People keep saying, oh, as soon as the government needs XRP for cross-border payments and liquidity, they're coming for yours. It's the same tired story as, they'll never let XRP holders get rich. But here's the reality check. Two things are going to happen, and I want you to remember this. First, the government is not going to seize your XRP. Second, you are going to get rich off your XRP. Nobody can stop that from happening to you. You know what it all comes down to? How long you're willing to hold this cryptocurrency. That single decision will determine exactly how much money you make in crypto. Some people are going to make way less than others. And why? Because they're going to sell way too soon, right before the real magic happens. Don't be one of those people. Hold strong. Check this out. The Economist magazine just dropped their latest cover story, and it's absolutely eye-opening. They're talking about the coming debt emergency. And here's the kicker. They're not even talking about developing countries anymore. This is about advanced nations. So what's happening? Everyone finally admits that debt is a massive problem. And their solution? They want to tokenize all that debt so they can sell it around the world to places that have never been able to buy US debt before. This is exactly why tokenization has become priority number one. You see, all the traditional buyers of US debt, they're basically saying no thanks and walking away. So now the government desperately needs to find new buyers for all this debt. But here's what's absolutely mind-blowing. We already have a cryptocurrency that can solve this entire debt crisis. It's called XRP. Think about it. While governments are scrambling to figure out tokenization, XRP has been sitting there this whole time, ready to handle exactly this kind of global financial challenge. The solution has been right in front of us all along. How Americans' paper money system and the Federal Reserve plunder American taxpayers. So here's what they're really talking about. They're literally robbing you through inflation, and I'm 100% with them on this one. Picture this scenario. You put $100,000 into a savings account and never touch it. What happens? That money slowly but surely loses value year after year. It's like watching your wealth evaporate in slow motion. And this is exactly why stablecoins are absolutely terrifying the banking system. Think about it. You can take that same money sitting in your pathetic savings account and put it into a stablecoin earning 4% yield. Now, does that completely protect you from inflation? No, but at least you're fighting back instead of just lying down and taking it. Here's what people don't get. Inflation isn't just going to magically disappear overnight. You've got to remember something crucial. The Fed creates the very inflation they pretend to be fighting. It's like an arsonist playing firefighter. That's exactly why they're so wishy-washy with rate cuts. It's this endless back-and-forth dance. No rate cut this month, let's see what happens next month. Just kicking the can down the road over and over again. But here's the silver lining. I think we're about to see way more rate cuts in 2025, and that's going to be absolutely fantastic for crypto. You know I'm always talking about passive income, right? Well, here's where things get absolutely incredible. We're talking about AI bots and AI agents that are literally going to be making you money while you sleep. But here's what's mind-blowing. These AI bots don't just trade faster than humans. They actually learn faster than we do. Think about this for a second. Machine learning in DeFi means these strategies are evolving every single block. Meanwhile, human fund managers are still sitting around waiting for quarterly reports to make their next move. It's like comparing a Ferrari to a horse and buggy. This isn't just automation, guys. This is pure evolution happening right before our eyes. So here's my question for you. Which AI bot are you running right now? Because if you're not using one yet, you're already falling behind the curve. The future of passive income isn't just coming, it's here. And it's powered by artificial intelligence that never sleeps, never gets emotional, and never stops learning. And get this. AIDEFI bots are already crushing 90% of portfolio managers. The gap is only going to get wider from here, but here's the really exciting part. AI agents are going to squeeze every last drop of profit out of your crypto. Picture this. Your AI agent knows exactly how much money you need to earn every day. It gives you a complete breakdown, and while you're out shopping or living your life, that AI agent is working 24/7 to make you that money back. Imagine going on vacation knowing that your trip is being paid for in real time by your AI agent earning money all day long. We're talking about true financial freedom, and it's coming way sooner than you think. Here's the thing. Every single crypto investor will eventually have an AI agent. But the key is putting your crypto to work for you instead of cashing out into worthless dollars. Everything's about to change over the next few months. Once we get proper regulations in the United States, institutions are going to get the green light they've been waiting for. And when they do, they're going to pour into this space like a tsunami. Think about how retail investors FOMO in when XRP starts skyrocketing. Institutions are going to do the exact same thing, but with way more money. They smell profit and they want to capitalize as fast as possible. Anyone getting in now has massive first-mover advantage over the competition. That's exactly why I think XRP is going to be the major shocker of this run. I genuinely believe it's going to hit those price targets that even the most bullish people are calling for. Do I think there's a real chance it could hit 3 digits? Absolutely. It all comes down to how much money flows into those ETFs and what happens with the supply situation. Are institutions buying up XRP behind the scenes? Are they hoarding it because some will invest beyond just the ETF, actually holding the real asset? It's still early to say exactly how massive this will be, but the setup is like a perfect storm for XRP to reach 3 digits. Until that magical moment happens, stay patient, stay positive, and let's get rich together. All right, everyone, that's a wrap on this video. Thank you so much for watching. I seriously appreciate each and every one of you. I'll catch you in the next one, and until then, have an amazing night.